All right, I am so excited to share with you this custom creative Fortnite build that is the castle maze. All right, here we are in creative. You're gonna go over to your little portal, open up this menu, click create new, click on an island, confirm, name it. I'm gonna name mine Maze 5, hit confirm again, and then it'll load. All right, welcome. We are on this beautiful island of ours. What we're going to do is hit the Alt key, go to creative, and choose a gallery. We're going to need a gallery for floor and wall stuff. So here we go. We're going to throw these down, and what we're going to do is just copy their contents. Now first we are going to start with the flooring, and we're just going to copy that. Now what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm going to do a 3x3 grid here, which is not that complicated, I recognize, but we're starting off simple. Now we're going to go over to the walls here and copy these. And sometimes it's easier to do it on the ground, sometimes it's easier to do it in the air. Alright, now we have our first layer down. Alright, now that we have this first layer down, we are going to go over here to creative, and we are going to move over to devices, and we're going to select the player spawn point. Okay, that's because we want them to spawn here in the level. Okay, now you're going to select whatever quadrant you want. You could have them be in the middle, you could have them start in the corner. I am going to have them start over here in the corner. Next we're going to copy this floor, and we are going to put the floor everywhere. Okay, next we are going to create the second level. Alright, alright, so it should look something like this. Here we are at the player spawn point. Now what you want to do here is you want to actually create the maze. Now you can make the objective be wherever you want it to be, and then you just map out a way to get there. Now how you map it out is you just walk through your grid and delete walls along the way. That's how to do it. Now, if you want to create diversions, make it more complicated, instead of a 3x3, you could do a 4x4 or a 5x5. The bigger the box that you make, the more diversions you can make, and the more complicated it can be. Now we're actually going to delete walls and make the map. All right. So now we're to the point where we've created 3 separate levels. So you can see that this thing is getting pretty tall now. And we've got the hatch here, and we have the final decision. So now we need the collectibles. And you can find them right here in devices. All right, part of the way down. Now I'm going to delete all the ones that I don't want to use. So I'm going back into the editing mode, and I'm just going to hold down the X key for all the ones that I don't want. Alright, so we're left with the sneakers. Next, I am going to cut the sneakers out, and I am going to put them exactly where I want them. Now, I want it to be right there. Okay, and I only want there to be one of them, because that is going to be the win condition of just having one. Next, you do want to try to run the whole thing backward, just to see if everything goes correctly and that you don't run into any dead ends. So that's what we're going to do now. Yeehaw. Okay, that looks accurate. Alright, here is how we actually create the game. You have to go into the rules. So go into here. We were here. Now we're going to go to my island, and now we're going to go to these rules. Okay, so how is the game going to end itself? You know, you have to begin with the end in mind. So what you're going to do is you're going to have to collect items to end. That's what we're going to do. It can be all items, since there's only one item on the island, or you can select one. In this case, it's going to do the exact same thing, unless you have multiple items, which you can do. And it looks like everything else is fine because this is non-violent. There's, health doesn't matter, nothing else like that matters. Okay, now that we have the rules set up, we can actually go and start the game. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's a little bit obvious that the stairs are right there, but I see them. So let's go for it. Okay, this maze is super obvious, but oh, it's not there. I wonder where else it could be. Boom, it's right here. Nice. So there it is. It spawns the victory screen, says you win. So that means that everything happened correctly. If for some reason you collect the item and the game does not end, then you've done something wrong. You've not matched the settings properly. All right, so for a little bit of fun, and obviously to make this really simple maze a little bit more complicated, you can add in just a little spice. Now, how we're going to do that is we are going to change some of the visual settings, right? So I set the time of day to 2 a.m. You can set it to whenever. You do a camera filter like retro or sepia or something like that. I'm going to go with film noir. Light brightness, I've set to, goodness, 0%, but I think that is too dark. So you can set it to something like 30. It's a little bit more ambiguous. You can do go to 20, and that is, it's so hard really to see just about anything, so it makes that a lot harder. So you can select whatever kind of brightness that you'd like. You have fog thickness. I have the thickness set to 100%, the fog color to black, and then the rest are health, material options that you don't need to worry about because you're not going to be doing any kind of materials in this game mode. So that adds just a little bit of extra spice, a little bit extra fun, and then we'll go ahead and play the game. So here we are in our final playthrough. Now, because of the camera filter, everything is black and white. It is a little bit harder to see. Okay, so you see, okay, that's a dead end. Y'all already know the layout of this, so it's not any secret, but see how it's like, huh, it just adds a little bit more mystery. Really light. Now obviously it's gonna be there, so maybe I should put it in a new place next time, but this darkness really adds this atmospheric effect. And I love the black and white, don't you? Alright, so that's your tutorial for today. This has been Nonviolent Fortnite in creative mode, and this time it was a maze. Next time we're gonna do a race.